So with that being said, this is On the Swivel Podcast. I'm Scott Michael Talk. This is episode 155. Man, we had a great weekend of football. This Saturday, divisional round. I say this is not the playoffs without a bit of controversy. Y'all know where I'm about to. Matter of fact, I'm going to start with that controversy, actually. This wild card out on Sunday. Okay, so wild card weekend, they got away with turnovers. Divisional round, not so much. I talked about it on last episode. Usually you turn the ball over, you're going to lose. Unlike wild card weekend, wasn't able to get away with it. My picks for this weekend, I only hit one. I was batting 1,000 wild card weekend, only got one out of the four correct with the Pats. They came through for me against the Texans. And of course, I'm going to talk more about CJ Stroud when I talk about the subject of that game. So let me get into it. Denver beat the Bills in overtime 33-30. So before I get into the game, of course, the big controversy was the interception. So now we know, look, everybody got their 2 cents about that. It's been all over social media, TV, whatever, however you feel about it. But, well, let me give my 2 cents. I believe that it was a catch. I believe that Cooks had possession. And the defensive back, McMillan, he touched him down. He grabbed on his arm as his knee hit. They roll over. He pulls the ball while he is on his back. I didn't see a bobble. I know some people, I didn't see a bobble. And it's crazy that the refs didn't replay that more. But then again, that's why you get home field. But I'll get back to that. Don't worry about it. People say it was a Calvin Johnson rule. I saw Shannon Sharp on Nightcap being very vehement. It's the Calvin Johnson rule. And then if you have to complete the catch, I take that with a grain of salt because obviously he's a Hall of Famer with the Denver Broncos. So take that shit with a grain of salt. But my thing was this. The Calvin Johnson rule, that's you basically catching it and not completing the catch in a single situation. So, if you got, like I say this, so, you know, me and my broadcast, bro, I'm solo dolo today. Any one of you guys have followed, anybody has followed On the Swivel Podcast long enough knows, I've said this many times, catching a pass in the NFL is like traveling in the NBA. Whatever the refs say, most of the time I'm watching and they go through all the replays. Whatever they say, let them have it. I swear, I'm at the point I don't even know what a catch is anymore. And I've said this on plenty of occasions on my platform. I'm just traveling in the NBA and a catch in the NFL. I swear, I don't know what it is. It depends on who's refereeing that game. It depends on the circumstance of that game. So, like I said, whatever the refs say. But I guarantee you this: if the game was in Buffalo, that would have been a catch. And that's what I said before. Hey, if you don't want the calls to go against you, you handle your business in the regular season, and you get home field advantage. So, with all that out of the way. Josh Allen, you blew it. I don't want to hear no excuses. I saw some of the talking heads this morning when I got up trying to push the point over to the controversial call and this, that, the third. No. Josh Allen, this was your chance. You choked it, my boy. So Guala had this. Inexperience in the playoffs. So you had Drake May, no playoff experience. Bo Nix, that was only his second playoff game. You have CJ Stroud, even though he played like dog shit, but that was on Sunday, that was his fifth playoff game. Fifth playoff game. Right? Bro, who am I missing out of the equation? Oh, Caleb Williams. Like, I don't, no. I don't want to get to the NFC. What I'm saying in general, no, I hit them all. I'm sorry, I hit them all. What I'm saying is inexperience. This is his time to shine. You were the one that had all the playoff battles against Patrick Mahomes. You're the one that had the playoff battles against Lamar and against Burrow. This was it. CJ playing like shit. Bo Nix only the second playoff game. You lost to him. Well, and you go over and Drake May never played a. That's what you were lined up, but that was your lineup right there, and you couldn't get it done. So this is on you. You blew it. You were the one that can't close, whatever that intangible thing is. And my broadcast bro, I Rock, he loves to call him Superman and this, and the third, and he got with Haley Stanfield and he got vampire blood and all this goofy shit. No, it's something that does not click. So the media and my broadcast bro, I Rock, gotta let the thing go. Like I said, 4 turnovers, especially the turnover before the halftime, where he's toting the rock like it's a loaf of bread. He get the ball knocked out of his hand, and then the Broncos was able to get a field goal. So that was a 10-point swing right before halftime. I'm gonna use a little history lesson for the young bulls, all the millennial, not the millennial, I'm gonna say the Gen Zs out there that were too young to or weren't born when Peyton Manning was doing damage, who wasn't born or too young to remember Steve Young. Same criticism. Steve Young took over for Joe Montana. He couldn't get over the hump. He kept getting his ass kicked by the Dallas Cowboys. And he finally got over the hump and beat San Diego Chargers when they blew them out in the Super Bowl in 94. But up until then, he was the MVP. Steve Young, that was the thing, bro. Steve Young, you got Ricky Waters, Rathman, Brent Jones. You got the GOAT receiver, Jerry Rice, a solid-ass defense, and you can't get over the hump. All right. Now, we know they ended up getting Deion Sanders from Atlanta, and that flipped the tide, but I'll move on. Peyton Manning, he got murked in the media. People forget before it was Bronco country and all that. They were winning 10, 11, 12 games a season. He was about 2 MVPs in. One and done. They used to murk Peyton Manning till he finally got over the hump in the Purple Rain Super Bowl and got over on the Bears. So this has happened. Now we see Lamar Jackson, two MVPs in. Man, everybody loved to dump on my boy Lamar Jack. Now it's time. Josh Allen, add his crybaby ass to the list. Add him to the list. He goes on the list out there the post-game crying. You know he crying hard. He had the Rudolph red nose and everything. You know you crying hard when your nose is red. Bitch, you turned the ball over 4 times. Your old lady had that jersey. You know what? I'm not even going to get into his wife. I'm about to say his wife, he had the Bronco jersey on. I know it's an old picture. I know. But all right, so let's get to the game. So like I said, look, we already talked about the first half. The Broncos ended with that field goal because of Josh's careless turnover, which then they come out of it, and he turned the ball over again with the strip sack. Bro, this nigga had back-to-back turnovers. The sack fumble. Boom, out of his hand. But you know what? Let's look at some positives. So, okay, let's look at some positives. Josh did have a drive. They was able to had a drive. He hit Keon Coleman, who's been in the doghouse with McDermott, hit him on the touchdown, cut the lead to 23-17. Then they took the lead because Josh hit Kincaid. You think, okay, got momentum on your side. I thought his turnovers were careful. All right, Robert Walker, I thought his turnovers were careful. You mean careless? I hope you mean careless. Because remember, he threw that shit in the middle of the field. You could not hang the pass in the middle of the field. Easy pick for the safety. Vegas won more money with Broncos win. Not difficult followed out. You know what? Tom Copp? I wasn't even going to put it on the mobsters in Vegas, Tom Copp. I wasn't even going to do it, Tom Copp. I was going to stick to the game. Let me stick to the game. I'll address that, Tom Copp. Because I will say this. Buffalo still trying to put a little rabbit out the hat there at the end. I don't know if you caught that hook and ladder play, which is crazy. I've never seen this many hook and ladders in one season ever. So they pulled off the little hook and ladder play, got down, should have scored. You know what? And check this out. If y'all remember from a couple days, just a couple days ago, I hope y'all memory's still intact. Josh Allen missed the damn tight end. That they should have could have went in for 6. Had tight end. Josh Allen flat out missed that throw. And y'all keep telling me that Josh Allen got over those demons, that demon, because remember, against the Philadelphia Eagles, he had Shakir to win the game. It was a 2-point conversion play. And he just flat out missed him. But y'all told me on TV he got over that. Missed him, had to settle for a field goal, went into overtime. And then, of course, we got the big controversial call, the controversial interception. And then Bo Nix drove him down. We got the controversial pass interference call. A lot of people not talking about not the second one. Now, the second one on Tre'Davious White, now that was pass interference. The nigga panicked. But the first one, that was not PI. Because if you're going to call that one, then you missed the one where Riley Moss interfered and grabbed Brandon Cook's arm in regulation. So you missed one and you made the other one. And then, of course, it went down and hit the field goal. And I remember saying this to myself when I was watching the game live. I was at my friend's house. I watched it at a friend's house. I said, yo, they just got McDermott fired. Josh Allen just got McDermott fired. And damn if it didn't happen this morning, breaking news, McDermott fired. Damn if it didn't happen. And also in that win, Denver's in trouble because it didn't look like it because he played through it. Bo Nix, toughened it out, but he broke his ankle. So he's done, and Stidham is going to have to fill in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots. And that is going to be, boy. So I'll say this. That Denver defense, they're going to have to play out of their mind. They're already a top 3 defense as is, so it can't happen. They're going to have to play flawlessly. They cannot give anything up to Drake May. One thing that the Bills did do, they exposed Denver's run defense a little bit, so they better tighten that up because Henderson and Stevenson, they coming in that motherfucker to run. Because Pat Surtain and Moss and those boys on the outside and Nufunga, bro, they know they're going to cover all that up. So they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have, so the Patriots are going to have to try to run the ball effectively and work off of the run game, and they better be able to stop it. Because Stidham, my guy in the chat, he said Vegas is undefeated. I say this. I don't like to bring, I always say it like jokingly, I don't like to bring Vegas or scripts involved in how things go. But hot damn, the way that shit played out, I can't even blame him. Maybe the script had to go a certain way. Maybe the house, they always say the house wins. I don't know. Look, I don't pay attention to spreads because I'm not a gambling man. But maybe that's what happened. Josh, like I said, McDermott got fired this morning. I said, hey, Josh Allen, he got that man fired. I knew I saw a report. See, this is what I do. I saw all you argue on sports entertainment, NFL results, like arguing over WWE. All right, whatever. Okay, look, I'm gonna say this. I knew from hearing the reports last night. I knew McDermott was in trouble. I was right about McDermott when the report said that even after the press conference, when he was, obviously he was mad about how that interception went, and he was at the press conference talking about, the refs didn't look at the play long enough, and they got wrongly done. On the team plane, he was calling out to the media to further complain about it. I said, yeah, that's a man that know he about to lose his job. Like, damn, like this unfortunate call that went against us will ultimately cost me my job. But yeah, if you play back, look, Josh Allen did not play well. To keep it a buck, they damn near didn't get out of Jacksonville. Jacksonville, it was close enough to where they had to do the tush push thing to get Josh to the end zone, and then Trevor Lawrence came back with plenty of time, and threw that interception that ended the game. They damn near didn't get out of Duval. No Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar, no Joe, and you lose to both fucking Knicks. Oh yeah, you got to get him up out of there. I know that now, obviously, just throwing around names like bringing Bill Belichick back from North Carolina, talking about Brian Flores, maybe bring Daboll back. Obviously, Daboll was once upon a time the offensive coordinator, bringing him back up there. People won't blame Josh Allen, but they will blame the coach and other players. Yeah, Corey, that's my point, Corey. That's my damn point, Corey. This on Josh. I get somebody had to roll. Just like anything happened. Somebody, what you gonna do? You're gonna cut the quarterback? You're not gonna cut the quarterback. But this is definitely on Josh Allen. This was his time to shine, baby. This I don't know how you guys watch Longest Yard, Bruce's time to shine. That was Josh's time to shine. It's something intangible that it just doesn't click. It's like he doesn't make the play when it needs to be made, and the team suffered for it. People want to throw it on defense, because if it was not a particular defensive issue, but because with all those turnovers, Denver should have ran away with the game. They held Denver in check as long as they could. All those turnovers, because what was 5 total turnovers, because James Cook, he fumbled. So with 5 turnovers and the game still went to overtime, that means you were holding the Broncos out of the end zone. None of your business. 2026 Buffalo 1-0 team number. Yeah, that Buffalo got a curse on their ass. The general would say Josh Allen accepts the blame. I agree with him on him accepting the blame. Yeah, that's why I said, oh yeah, he cried. Oh, he knew it. He boohoo crying. Oh, he boohoo crying at that press conference after the game. He know it. If it were black quarterback, it would be a whole different story. Corey, I don't know. You just got in. That's what I had just said that. How they talk about Lamar. I said, yeah, throw Josh Allen on that list. Throw Josh Allen on that list now. How, oh shit, Lamar. Now, we can go into it. Did not, if not for drop passes, if not for fumbles, the Ravens story would be different right now. Right? Harbaugh would still have a job in Baltimore right now. But of course, it's all on Lamar. So yeah, add Josh Allen to the list of it's your fault, you MVP, shut up, no excuses. It's on you. Get it done. Get it done. Josh Allen, he finished his season with 283 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Cook had 117 yards. Hell, if you saw, I will say this about McDermott and the staff. If you saw damn Josh Allen struggling with the ball, maybe you should have ran the ball more. Maybe you should have ran the ball more with James Cook. Bo Nix finished with 279, 3 touchdowns, a pick. He led the team in running. They were moving him all around all game. I don't think I've seen Bo Nix ever run that much. Mims had that great catch, 93-yard touchdown. And, of course, we know Bo Nix went down with a broken ankle. And Stidham will fill in for the Guala. What's up? People still bring up Cam Newton for not jumping on the fumble when he played in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you're right. The big galoot, was it Galooting Sunday? Who the big galoot, General? Gotta be smart now. Bo Nix, that broken ankle, man. I give him credit. He finished the game on that bit, but hey. Let's switch gears up a little bit. Oh, everybody that's on the Swivel podcast, follow me on YouTube. On the Swivel _podcast, all of the content, all of my episodes. I'm going solo dolo today. Usually be me and my broadcast bro, DJ Infinite Rock. So thank you, everybody. Keep coming in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Big Glue Josh Allen. That's the name. But I didn't know he gave that nickname. Okay. I didn't know that was Bomani did that. Okay. But I'm gonna keep it real brief with the second game on Saturday. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a 49ers fan. They caught a butt cutting against Seattle 41-6. I'll be real with you guys. I ain't gonna speak too long on it. It hurt my heart. I knew the game was over in the first half. Hell, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I went to sleep on that bitch. Look, the first half, the opening kickoff, Shaheed took it to the house right off the rip. Right off the rip. Man, hell yeah, man. We caught a fade. Boy, shit. Fade ain't the word for it. Boy, we caught a show enough fade. Oh, man, shit. I need to get a fade. Boy, all them sides got cut. But like I said, the Niners, they couldn't run. They couldn't get anything going offensively. The Seattle defense forced turnovers. Sam Darnold, he didn't have to do much. He was just 12 for 17, $124 in the air, touchdown to Smith and Jigba. That was early in the game. Like I said, the game was over first half. I'll say this because obviously the Western Division, obviously I've seen a lot of Seattle games. My only thing was Sam Darnold. That was it. Sam Darnold, that's been my whole thing about them all year. I said, if Sam Darnold get his act together, we're cooked. Especially with all our injuries, we're going to be freaking cooked. And that's what happened. Because that defense, they got Legion of Boom 2.0 brewing. You said Ernest Jones the fourth is real. Yeah. Oh, I'm about to get into that. Remember they got D-Law over there? Man, people slick forgot. They had got him from the Cowboys 2 years ago. Like you said, Jones the fourth, Witherspoon. What's the safety number 3? I can't pronounce his name. It's Emanuri, Emanuri. I cannot pronounce his name. That boy's a baller. Look, think about the Legion of Boom. We had Bennett, you had Averill, you had B-Wags, you had Sherm, you had Browning, you had Bam Cam, and you had Earl Thomas. Man, look, this team got stars on every level of their defense. They will be facing the Rams. Emmanuel. Okay, boom. All right, I see you, my boy. Thanks, General. I had struggled with that man's name. And they're obviously gonna be playing the Rams. I'm gonna break that game down. Break that game down. It's all on Sam Darnold. Because Walker had 19 carries for $116 and 3 touchdowns. See, Sam didn't have to throw. So it all boils down to the Rams. If the Rams get the thing kicked up and going with Puka and Adams and Parkinson and the dude on the other side, Sam gotta match some of that energy. Gonna be in trouble. So Seattle defense gonna have to turn up. We'll say, all right, you do a podcast as well, General? Oh yeah, man, this is my second year, man. Me, like I said, man, Martin Luther King Day, man, I'm going dolo today. But yeah, been at this thing for 2 years. Had a different guys come in and out. I've had females on the pod. We've been doing, man, we've been rocking and rolling. Man, hey, you 373 episode. Hey, let me know where I can find that podcast, man, so I can support you, dude. Yeah, just drop it in the bring on get. Okay, for sure. Drop the name of it so I can support my boy. And I saw somebody else ask me if I was a Hawks fan. No, I'm not a Hawks fan. Okay, Chet Lincoln. Before I will do so. I'll do so. I'm not a Hawks fan. Not really. I'm from Georgia, but I'm not a fan of the Hawks. I'm not a fan of the Falcons. Matter of fact, Kevin, you know what? Now that the person brought it up, let me go right here, right quick. The Atlanta Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski for the new head coach. Okay, all right, I'm gonna check it out. But Kevin Stefanski was hired as new head coach for Atlanta Falcons. I will say this: I did not see that hire coming. I have seen nothing but negativity all over social media. I saw a post that DC Youngfly did. Because like, damn, you brought Kevin Stefanski in a black city with a black quarterback, and especially what he did to Shador. Yeah, a lot of people ain't rocking with this hire. Matt Ryan is now what's his position, like player personnel or some shit, and this is like his first hire, I guess you can say, like his first hiring cycle. And Stefanski, and I get he's a 2-time coach of the year, but with that being said, Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland, he ran through quarterback like I run through draws. I don't get it. You got quarterback issues and you couldn't solve quarterback in Cleveland. You got old ass Kirk Cousins. You got bammed up ass Penix. So he gonna have to do a job. Which I did, but it's gonna be interesting to see how it works with Kirk Cousins gonna be quarterback. It doesn't make any sense, right? So Kirk Cousins, remember Kirk only signed a 2-year deal. His deal is up. So now that Stefanski's there, is he gonna talk him to plan another year? How Penix knee surgery and his rehab gonna go? Cause remember, Durag Penix had mad knee injuries in college. This is like his 4th knee injury. So how is Stefanski gonna get this work? What you said? What, General? I gotta ask Foxworth about this one with Stefanski. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead, ask Dom, man. Hey, yo, ask him, man. Hey, I would love to see what he had to say. You said you had Dominic Foxworth on your podcast. I would love to see what he got to say. I told you I'm gonna check your podcast out. When he was on your show last week. All right, for sure, General. I'm gonna check you out, man. I'm gonna check you out definitely. Because I would love to. Because I had seen a couple things on other people's podcasts because it just happened over the weekend. Because I didn't even see a lot of stuff this morning because everybody was talking about Josh Allen and McDermott getting fired. So, and everybody trying to speculate who's going to take over for the Buffalo job. So, a lot of people, what'd you say? We were talking playoffs. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to keep talking playoffs myself. So, everybody, this is On the Swivel Podcast, episode 155. I'm Scott Michael Talks. Everybody, support. Thank you guys for checking in with me live. And if you don't catch me live, you can always catch the podcast on YouTube, On the Swivel _podcast. We have the best barbershop talk and sports and viral news. Let's go into the Patriots game. The Patriots Wait, real quick. What you say? Have a lot of people over here. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check you out. All right. The Patriots back in the AFC Championship game. First time, obviously, since what was that? 2018, 2019. Obviously before 2018, I think. Yeah, because the last time was when they played the Eagles. And obviously we know the GOAT went on to Tampa Bay. They beat the Texans 28-16. I said this. This is what I was talking about earlier on in my show. CJ Stroud, just couldn't trust him in this game because of how it looked against Pittsburgh and everybody jumping on him. The Texas defense definitely did enough to win. But here is the tough criticism yet again is rearing its ugly head. I think a lot of people are taking these two games, and now they're taking these two games and they're blanketing his whole season, his career. Does he need to play better? Yes. Every young quarterback needs to continue to develop and play better. I think some of it where Stroud's development kind of halted a little bit because they do not have consistency in their skill players. Let me explain. His offensive line is suspect. They had Collins, they let him go. Their best offensive lineman, Collins, they let him go to Washington. Now, over the last two seasons, after his great rookie year, look at his skill positions. Nico Collins been in and out of the lineup, nicked up, right? You had Stephon Diggs, Mr. Cardi B last year. He tore his ACL off the bone. Didn't have him but a few games. Tank Dell, where the hell is he? It's an ABB out for Tank Dell. He can't stay in the lineup. The best ability is availability. They're going to have to address the wide receiver position in the offseason some type of way. And then you get into these playoffs and he had the fumbling issues in Pittsburgh. You go up to Foxborough. Nico Collins, he's out with concussion. You don't have Dalton Schultz. You're out. Bro, he's playing to a nigga named Noel. Who? Now, still not now. Now, with all that being said, he needs consistency from his skill player. See, he's not Caleb Williams. He's not Josh. He don't have that special where he can move and roll around and this, that, and third. He need to lock in, control the football, make accurate, precise throws, get it out of his hand, get it to the playmakers that he do have whenever the hell he got them. That's his improvement. That's what he need to work on. See, Houston got a lot of distractions. See, Houston is the home of Meg Stallion and Beyonce. It's a lot of them running around. There's a lot of goose cookers running around in Houston. He need to put the blinders on. He need to keep the groupies at bay, because I can only imagine being a starting quarterback for the Houston Texans. All that ass down there in Houston. Hey, he need to put the blinders on. He's like, bitch, because this is CJ's fourth year upcoming. You know, your third, fourth year, that's when them owners and GMs, that's when it's time to pay up. So going to his fourth year, this is make it year right now. Whether you get, I say like a Baker Mayfield extension where you get like 30-something million, or you get the big boy deal where you get 50, 55 million, 60, that range, when you get the 50, 54, 55, 56 million a year, or we gotta see it, we just might not trust it, you get 30, 35 a year. Nigga, you got wide receivers making more money than that. So it's definitely one of them years. So I'm look, I'm gonna get off the young bull, man. I just want to say that I'm just not gonna throw the man in. Man, I see these talking heads on TV. Man, they throwing him in the trash. Hold on, man, they throwing the man in the trash over 2 games. Okay, he had 2 terrible games, got away with 1, but it's just a lot of circumstances. If you watch the games, he's a young man that they're comparing him to a fantastic, crazy lit rookie year. And it's hard for a guy, a young bull, to match that when his weapons ain't there. So he need to get stronger and better with the mental game so he can read it, see it, and get it out quicker. But there has to be a time you fix your offensive line and you got to get him another receiver. You got to get him somebody with consistency. Now, moving on to this goddamn game. 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions in the first half. 1, CJ, your tight end just whiffed on the block. You got a blitz in your face. You got to eat that rock, dog. You got to just take the sack. He throws it up. It's a pick 6. You come back. It was trying to throw once again to a backup player, to a backup. Guy comes off the guy's hand, tip drill, interception. My guy in the comments, man, you're definitely right because the defense is special. The Nail Hunter and Stingley Jr. and all those boys and Will Anderson, they played the ball. They played that game well enough to still win it. But all those turnovers, man, Drake and that, they ate off those mistakes, man. Butte, Diggs, Douglas, all touchdowns because May ended the game with 3 touchdowns, bro. That catch that Butte made, good Lord. Even the catch Diggs made, the fingertip, he had to look at his gloves. So they just made the plays. The defense could only hold so long because they sacked Drake May 5 times in a game. It wasn't like, but you're constantly on the field because the quarterback's screwing up. So eventually it just ran its course and they just ran out of gas, basically. What you say, Max Man? CJ didn't have any help from his offensive line whatsoever. Yeah, see, hey, Max Man, I just said that, bro. I know you just joining in the live. I just said that. I just broke all that down. Hey, you can only do so much. He has to get the ball out quicker. He got to read it, see it, and get it out. That's his only and don't have the dumb turnovers. He didn't have the fumbling problem like he did against Pittsburgh, but damn if he didn't still throw 4 picks. One of which wasn't his fault, like I said before. The guy, he just had to flat out catch that. So CJ, you finish your season with 212 passing yards, 4 picks. Drake May, like I said, he didn't have to have a crazy game. What's that? $179, 3 touchdowns. He had a pick. You know, like I said, the defense swarming, but it's the reason why I picked the Patriots to win. It wasn't trending in the right direction in Pittsburgh. Because CJ basically did everything for the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat them. They just didn't have the offense. You had that old ass Uncle Rico out there. Just didn't have the horses out there to beat the Texans. But the Patriots, y'all move on. Back in the AFC Championship picture. Like I said, since Tom Brady, Drake May, hey, against that Denver defense, boy, now your ass gonna have to really protect that rock. They got the new version of the no-fly zone in that secondary. Benito and them boys, they coming. Pause. They screaming off the edge on your ass. Just make the plays. You're gonna have to rely on the running game. Sean Payton, he's gonna have to probably pull one of the best coaching jobs of his life with the backup Stidham. Because obviously that Patriots defense is no slouch. And they're gonna be looking, they gonna be crazy confident after what they did to CJ Stroud. They're gonna be ball hawking out there. They're gonna be looking for that rock. They be like, yo, let's take this shit to the crib. Tom Brady who? Bill Belichick who? Now I'm trying to tell you, them boys trying to make a name for themselves. And still he ain't the one. Everybody, thank you, man. This is On the Swivel Podcast. I'm Scott Michael Talks. Check in with us, man. We got the best barbershop talking sports and viral news. We are the source. Hashtag it. Reshare, like, watch. Whenever you reshare, repost, put a hashtag. We are the source, man. Show us some love. Watch, like, put us in the algorithm, man. We got the best barbershop talk. You already know what to do. Now we're going to talk about the late game. Last night, the Rams survived the Bears in overtime 2017. I had Chicago because I thought Chicago was going to force a couple of turnovers. They did not. Matt Stafford didn't bite the bait. Usually, he's good to throw it to you a couple of times. You just got to catch it. Because, he threw for 258. But it was the run game that put points on the board. Williams had 87 rush yards, 2 touchdowns. Those very early touchdowns in the first half. But I know what y'all want to talk about. Y'all don't want to talk about no running game. Y'all want to talk about Caleb. I know what y'all want to talk about. Let's get to it. And then I'm going to break down how the Bears gave the game to the Rams. One of the wildest. This play will go down in one of them crazy, like them highlight compilations of playoff games that you always gonna see, like Dwight Clark, the catch. Like shit like that from back in the day that they always replay. Caleb Williams pulled a Tecmo Bowl. Anybody played Tecmo Bowl back in the day? Matter of fact, pull it up in your game simulator. In Tecmo Bowl, they had like no physics in the game. Like they had no, like Madden, you can't just throw it from anywhere, no passing physics. That nigga ran 30 yards backwards and threw that on a fadeaway, threw that bit. Touchdown to commit. That was a Tecmo Bowl fadeaway. Tecmo Bowl, you can literally hike the ball. You can run in the opposite direction, 40 yards, turn around, throw it another 50 yards in the right direction on a dime. That's what he did. Some backyard video game bull. It was, bro, I've never seen nothing like that. I'm sitting there, I'm watching and it was 4th down. I said, oh yeah, this is the ball game right here. This man ran 20 yards in the wrong direction. So with that happened, and we know there's a lot of controversy. A lot of people saying they should have went for 2 because they just stunned and just shot the hell out of the Rams, and they should have went for 2. They kicked. I know. I one of the ones. No, go ahead, get the PAT, send your momentum to overtime. Send that momentum to overtime. And take it from there, which they did because they kicked it to the Rams and the defense gotta stop. But of course, we know, I don't know what DJ Moore was thinking. They're moving the ball downfield. I bet Caleb had all the momentum, I know my man was in the zone, the fingernail zone, because the way he threw that rock, he threw it with confidence. But you see the route? For DJ, it was some miscommunication. DJ went over the top of the route. He let the DB cross his face because he threw it low into the outside. And the DB, he looked like he was a wide receiver. So he threw the pick, and Matt Stafford, man, the Guala did what he's supposed to do. The things that a person like Josh Allen is supposed to do. You got the rock, you take it downfield, you don't turn it over. He hit the big sideline throw to Devontae Adams. Then on another big third down, boom, Puka sitting right there in the hole. Boom, Puka push forward, get the third, convert on the third down. Boom. They tried it. Now, I know they took a couple shots at the end zone, but ultimately they kicked the field goal. They got out Chicago, and they're going to face the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game in that fucking defense. Stafford finished with 258. Kyron Williams, like I said, had 87, 2 touchdowns. Puka and Adams didn't have big games. Only 56 yards for Puka, only 24 yards for Devontae Adams, but it was where it happened. Overtime, you got to have it. Sideline throw, you got to catch it. Great. Adams laid out for it. The toe drag. Puka, you see they sitting back in zone. Let me sit right here right quick. Boom, catch it. Let me turn it up. Make sure I get this first down. So they were right where they needed to be to make the play. Caleb, 257, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I know I didn't get into the interceptions, but it's not just the interceptions, because it's like the turnovers. Like, okay, so the theme of this weekend, the theme of the divisional rounds were the turnovers. Those who in the round before, like Caleb had turnovers in the wild card round and they survived. This round, you turned the ball over, then you won. Hey, you lost the game. Look at Josh. Look at CJ. Look at Caleb. So with not just the interceptions, but it's Ben Johnson continuing to go for it, because what happened was I don't know, like, if he had the analytics guy in his earpiece, but you have to go on momentum of the game. The game was just 20-17. You know it wasn't going to be high scoring because of the weather, the snow and all that shit, the snow and the wind and all that shit, right? So the thing was, you want to contain the ball game and score the points that you have. So with that being said, you had these third and fourth down runs, which wasn't even creative, and to the Rams' defensive credit, they stopped them every time. You have a running quarterback. I feel if you would have stopped Swift or Mungai a couple of times, if I want to keep running that shit, I'm going to run the quarterback this time. Get him out of there, which they did later in the game. But I just believe that if you got the points, take the points. It's not a crime to go for the fourth down here and there. But if you are in field goal range in bad weather and you know the point is going to be at a premium, because I guarantee you this, if they just went for one of those field goals and made it, that crazy Tecmo Bowl late throw, the fadeaway throw that Caleb hit to commit, that would have took the lead. If you just one of those field goals, Ben Johnson, that touchdown would have been the lead, and now you would have forced the Rams. Look at the time. How much time was left? So instead of going into overtime, you move on to Seattle. See how that happened? It's okay. It's okay. See, those eggheads up in the booth done told you, done steered a lot of these coaches wrong. What's the momentum of the game? What do you need right now? It's okay. Take the points. It's okay. LA kept stopping them on fourth down. Stop running that bullshit. If you are close enough to kick it, kick the field goal. They lost 20-17. They would have had 20 to finish the game. They would have been up. The score would have been flipped. They would have been up with the touchdown. Take the point. Sometimes it's okay to take the little wins. Take the little wins. So going into next week, we have LA versus the Seahawks. I got the Rams going to the Super Bowl, and we have the Patriots against the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game. And I got the Patriots beating the Broncos and representing the AFC. Only because of Stidham. I love that defense in Denver. I know, hey, defense win championships, but baby, you got a hot damn score. And Stidham is not it. Bo Nix, man, I hate it for him. You know, and anybody that follows us and likes the content, y'all know, man, I'm not the biggest Bo Nix fan, but he has grown on me. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't like how in college he ran from competition because he was getting murked in the SEC. He took off to Oregon, and I didn't think he had it in him. I thought, okay, you know, he went to an easier conference to get into the pros, and he don't have the intangibles because he bowed out of real competition. And I give him credit, man. Hey, he come out, man. He's balled out, and I hate that he broke his ankle, man. He's not going to be able to play in this AFC Championship game. But the way they got that team constructed, this shouldn't be the last time he get an opportunity to get far into the playoffs. But the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, he got them boys clicking. Josh McDaniel, the offensive coordinator, he came back. He was one of the guys that, you know, helped Tom Brady, and he was the architect of that offense when they were going through their championship runs in the 2010s. Great OC. All they had to do was not blow it. Teresa, Valerie, why? All right, what's up, sweetheart? Why was it disappointing? Why you say that? Disappointing weekend for football. Why you say that? Please let me know. I thought look, my picks missed. I hit them all wild card weekend, but I missed them. Divisional weekend, I only picked one team, and that was the Patriots to win. Oh, you're rooting for the Bills and okay, Bills and Bears. Look, the only horse I had in the race was the 49ers, and they got straight out demolished. They caught an ass cutting to Seattle 41-6. But other than that, I didn't have a dog in the race. You rooting for the Bills. Teresa, I hate to tell you, you got a quarterback problem. I know they fired McDermott this morning, but you have a quarterback that just can't get it done when it counts. He can't get it done in the big game. You have a problem there. And I know people are gonna say, well, he need more weapons. Well, hell, he need weapon last year when he MVP. But I know they're gonna most likely bring in a number one. They do need a number one receiver. They do need that, but they can run the ball very well. He can run the ball. Cooks can run the ball. They got great tight end play. They do need a number one receiver. The defense is legit. You got Boza, you got Milano, you got White, you got stars on every level of your defense. It's the quarterback. That's your problem. Hey, I saw Ryan Clark this morning talk about, well, if you look at Josh Allen's playoff statistics, I don't care. The intangibles. Maybe he need to drink more of that vampire blood from Haley Stanfield. I don't know. He need to do something. He got to get over the hump, man. Everybody, if you're gonna do it, the great ones had to do it. The great ones had to do it. And you say you watched the Bills of Hard Knocks and became a fan. All right, yeah, hey, Bills Mafia, man. I get it. Bill Mafia is dope. They're a great fan base. But I'm gonna say this. This was the best time for, at least for one, I guess you want to say, to steal a Super Bowl. Because the Chiefs coming back. I saw a report saying that they may be hiring their former offensive coordinator back. what's his name? Got a funny name. Ah, God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. But Andy Reid, because think about like Andy Reid, you know, like any great team, you lose people from your staff. Bieniemy. I saw a report this morning that they're bringing Bieniemy back. Bieniemy was the offense coordinator when they started this run. So if the Bengals get anything on defense, the Bengals gonna be back. And I know the Ravens need a head coach right now, but you think the Ravens are gonna be down and out another year? You said y'all a Chiefs fan but don't like to move to Kansas. Hey, I get it, man. Look, hey, that was a money move, man. They trying to, that's for a new stadium. They want to make money with that stadium, so they're gonna have indoor events, like Final Fours and bull riding and concerts and shit like that when the weathers get cold. Hey, I get it, man. Like I don't know how far the drive is that would be from that stadium to the new stadium, but yeah. Do they always fire this many coaches? Missouri has lost 2 football teams now. All right, well, Teresa, let me say this about the coaches. You get paid millions of dollars to win. Every coaching cycle can be different, but yeah, we saw Mike Tomlin, he's out. I saw a report that I don't think he's going to come back to coach this year. I think he's going to sit out and then I guess recharge the batteries, because they were talking about, well, this morning that the Bills fired their head coach. Could Tomlin take the job in Buffalo? And everybody said, oh, no. They was talking like, see, these talking heads, I'm going off what I saw on ESPN. The way they were sounding, like they heard some report or some insider news maybe that Tomlin might need to, he want to do a little family time and then come back to it the way they were talking this morning. I don't know. We got Stefanski out in Cleveland. Now he's in Atlanta. Harbaugh out of Baltimore. He's now in New York. Dayball was out of New York. Pete Carroll was out of Las Vegas. So, yeah, he was turning over in coaches. Yeah, look, bro, Coach Ed, man, yes, unrealistic expectation because everybody expected to win. I don't know what team you root for, but you don't want them to lose. You don't want them to finish outside the playoffs or get mollywop in the playoffs like my my poor Niners. My poor Niners. They were walking wounded. Boy, they got so many injuries. But when I talked about, I ain't bring the injuries up. Y'all already know. You go out there with 3rd and 4th stringers, you were not going to beat Seattle with that team that y'all walked out there on Saturday with. You said that you're a Vikings fan. You got a quarterback problem. Coach Ed, I'm going to say this to you, Coach Ed. And I'm pretty sure you can agree with me, Coach Ed. What did you think when they drafted McCarthy 2 years ago in the draft? Coach Ed, what do you think when they drafted McCarthy 2 years ago in the draft? I bet you was upset. Look, that was the wildest draft I've ever seen because you literally drafted a quarterback in McCarthy, JJ. You drafted JJ to come to a team with that receiving core with Jettas and Addison, and you just got the tight end from Detroit, and you drafted a quarterback that barely threw the ball at Michigan. I don't give a damn how many. I know they came off the national championship, but Harbaugh did not ask that boy to throw the ball like that. That was a run-heavy, run-first team at Michigan. And you come in here like you going to throw for 300 yards a game? And Sam Darnold, boy. It's crazy. All they had to do was stick with him. Because now, Coach Ed, let me ask you this, Coach Ed. Were you one of those ones? I just want to ask you this real quick. No, and be honest with me, Coach. how the end of last season, the Vikings dropped that game at the end. Remember? And then y'all got mollywopped by the Rams in the playoffs. Did you think he was a one-hit wonder? Or you think, well, let's just re-sign him and work with him? And be honest, because I saw a lot of people, myself, I wouldn't have let him go, but I said, damn, I think, y'all got a lot of work to do with this bull, because at the end of the season, I guess he got too full of himself, because he looked like crap at the end of that season. It was surprising. Yeah, look, Sam Darnold, and I still think this about him now in Seattle. Because when even the game they won over the weekend, he only threw 17 times. Don't ask him to do too much. Ask Sam Darnold to be your game manager. Just the same way Justin Jefferson, he got JSN in Seattle. So you give me 2 dogs at receiver and just don't screw it up. But give him another look. Yeah, the Vikings should have gave him a year to improve. Hey, yeah, they should give him another year to improve. And the Vikings look like the craziest organization ever, because you have complete chaos now at your quarterback position, and the Seattle Seahawks is in the NFC Championship game. Y'all look crazy right now. He goes Seattle become Pro Bowl quarterback again. Pro Bowl yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, yo, Guala. I'm gonna say again. Am I the biggest Sam Darnold fan? I am not. Do I think he's gonna turn that rock over against the Rams? I do. He just gotta keep the car in the road. The defense is so great. Their running game with Walker and Charbonnet is so dope in Seattle. He just don't need to get in the way. And if the Vikings would have been smart enough to keep him, say, okay, you fell on your face in the playoffs. Okay, you fell on your face. But look at all the great things you did this season. You don't resign him to the crazy deal. Let's just extend him. They would be sitting pretty good. This would have been where, okay, let's just hang on to him. Like, I forgot, because Seattle gave him good money, not the crazy money. I would have gave him that. Whatever, like what Seattle gave him, I would have gave him something like that. And then run the thing back. Because the NFC North with Jordy Love, Caleb Williams, I know Detroit fell off a little bit because they were bammed up with injuries. But Jared Goff and that offense, they can still go. We may lose just behind the scenes. Now, he going to be patient to hang in another year. Jetta, you know what's so funny? Funny you said that, Coach. I was saying, matter of fact, I guess it would have to be an episode maybe a month and a half ago that me and my broadcast bro, Iraq, did. And I said, we both said this. We both agreed on this. It's only going to be so long that Jefferson stays in it mentally. He's not going to pull an AJ Brown. You feel me? Now, AJ Brown just went nuclear. Like, all in the coach face. He's not going to do that. I don't think that's his character. But he's going to lose patience. Receivers want their numbers. They want their targets. So I give it another season. And if not, Jefferson gonna be on some AJ Brown shit. He gonna be like, yo, he gonna be on some AJ Brown shit next year. Like, bro, get me the hell up out of Minnesota. I can't do this. I can't. Y'all got JJ up in here, then he's inaccurate. Then he's hurt. Then you got the old Philly quarterback up in there. What's his name? I forgot his name. They got him here. They got all right, Mayor Misfit Island, what you say? You ready for Aaron Glenn and the Jets to give the league the business next year? Oh Lord. Mayor Misfit Island. The Jets got an owner problem. They got an ownership problem. They're a bad organization. Aaron Glenn was set up to fail. Aaron Glenn, I commend them for not firing him. Cause you gotta build some type of a culture there. Aaron Glenn got great energy. He's a defensive minded coach. Hell, he used to play for the Jets. Remember, he wore 31. He was DB for the Jets back in the 90s. So he's seen that organization. He's been a part of that organization, top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Or way down in too many areas. Okay, now let me get to it. I like that they kept Aaron Glenn. I'm starting there. You got to build some type of a culture. Justin Fields ain't it. Justin Fields, can we all can agree he's a backup. At most, he's a backup. You gotta figure that thing out. I don't know who can pop open in the offseason at quarterback. They're not going to be able to pick high enough. They're not going to be able to pick high enough to get anybody. Because really, this isn't the quarterback draft. Next year is going to be the draft class. Because next year, you're going to get Dante Moore coming out. You're going to get Arch Manning coming out. You're going to get, you know what? Then you're going to see people that think like Ty Simpson, he going to stay at Alabama. You're going to get more quarterbacks next year because right now, I read somewhere where Shamlis wasn't granted another year of eligibility. So other than Mendoza in Indiana, like I said, Shamlis can come out. The Jets need quarterback. They need offensive line. They got receivers. They gotta feed them. Hold on. Let me dog out. They got receiver play. Oh my gosh. Whew. You still got one of the Williams brothers. You need a pass rusher. You lost Sauce Gardner. Okay. This is what the Jets do have. You got to run the game. You got a receiver. You got Breece Hall. You got Wilson. You got, on the defense, you got Williams. And that's it. So now you got to replenish your quarterback. I don't know how long you're going to hold on to Justin Fields, but you got to get a quarterback. You got to protect the quarterback. Then you have to get their quarterback because you need a pass rusher. Would you say Mayor Misfit Allen Gardner was a win and trading him away? Yeah, you're going to get picks for Sauce, but you got to hit on those picks. You got to hit the picks. You got to hit those. So yeah, man, they just have to systemically make over the team. I mean, that from GM on down. You just have to fix a lot of things. The Jets, it's going to take a while. You got to be patient. You got to be patient because we all know the coach quarterback, that duo has to hit. I think that Aaron Glenn is a good guy. Now you need a quarterback. Who's that going to be? I don't know. Whoever pops open in free agency, or you have to do that. You need a bridge because you can't live on Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields. They can't even throw 100 yards a game. What's up? 2 years, but we on the come up starting next year. But you need a quarterback next year, Mayor. That's my point. Justin Fields could not throw. Justin Fields had games where he didn't even throw for over 60 yards. That you're not going to win with that. Y'all need to fix that ASAP. Mm. So yeah, Matt Jones for 1 year. That's a good one. If Matt Jones can get out of his contract, because he signed a 2-year contract with the 49ers. This year, one of his contract. If they get Malik Willis, if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't outbid for Malik Willis, now that my brain is kicking in, Malik Willis is gonna get a job from being Jordan Love's backup. But will New York, the Jets, entice Malik to come there? Because I believe Malik is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Because when Pittsburgh hires their new head coach, they're going to need a quarterback right off the rip. And they done sent Aaron Rodgers into retirement with that butt kicking he took against the Texans. He don't want none of that smoke anymore. They were putting him on his head all night. He don't want that smoke. Mac Jones, but the contract with Mac, bro. That contract. All right, what's up? Willis should go to the Steelers. They can give him more years. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So the Jets, they're going to have to bring in somebody as a bridge quarterback. And I hate the word tank, but that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to get a top 5 pick. The next year, that's when you're going to have the quarterbacks come out, unless you find a diamond in the rough. And we know the Jets can't find diamonds in no rough. So, man, hey, guys, man, this was a heck of an episode, man. 155. We're live on MLK Day, but everybody, you can always catch everything we do on the Swivel Podcast on YouTube. Watch, subscribe, share. We have the best barbershop talk and sports and viral news. I'm Scott Michael Talks. Thank you, everybody that came into the comments. Thank you. I'm rolling dolo today. My broadcast bro will be on next time. Let me take one more. LWD. The Steelers already have a good young quarterback, Will Howard. You know what? I was about to end the show, and you came. LWD. Boy, stop. Will Howard. Man, Pittsburgh better get Malik Willis from Green Bay. Oh no, Will Howard? No, bro. That's that's like when they drafted Pickens and you kept Mason Rudolph. Bro, they just guys. Bro, you are in a division with Lamar Jackson. You are in the division with Cool Joe Cool, Joe Burrow, whatever you want to call him. That's your competition. Now, whatever going on with Cleveland with Shador and Rub and Tug and all them, I can't speak on that. They only have a head coach. They I don't know what's going on with them. But for sure, whoever going to be the head coach in Baltimore, whatever they're going to do, you got Lamar. In Cincinnati, got Joe Burrow. Trust me, I've seen him in practice, know some of the players. That's what they're saying. You got Lamar Jackson in your division. You got Joe Burrow in your division. And depending on who Cleveland bring in as a head coach and get Shador a left tackle and a dog receiver, I don't think you want to see that young bull. Hell, I take Shador Sanders over Will Howard every day of the week. Look, practice is cool. Practice is cool. Okay. Look, I'm going to say this too. Do your research. Do your history. I'm gonna give LWD. I'm gonna give you a quick. I knew LWD. I knew you were gonna say that. Do your history, LWD. What Ohio State quarterback has been successful in the NFL? I'll wait. He ain't the only one that's won a national championship for OSU. I'll wait. You're my last person I'm gonna talk to before I put this up on YouTube for everybody. What Ohio State quarterback has just balled out in the NFL? I can go through the names. I'm just going off history. If you think, bro, if I'm gonna say this about Will Howard, the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have a head coach. When that head coach come in there, he's gonna want his quarterback, and he better see somebody Will Howard, or he's gonna be a backup. He's a backup. If he was so dope, you know what? If Will Howard was so dope, when Aaron Rodgers got injured, they put in Mason Rudolph. I didn't say CJ Stroud, did I? I didn't say easy. I didn't say CJ Stroud. You listen to my question. CJ Stroud, for one, he's not a finished product in any kind of way, and he's struggling. I know you came in late. I did a whole thing about CJ Stroud, how he's struggling, what he needs to improve on moving forward because he's going to his 4th years. Like I said, LWD. I'm going to say this and we're going to move on. When Aaron Rodgers, what we call around here, we call Aaron Rodgers Uncle Rico. Remember he injured his hand and then he got bammed up by that Texans defense? They didn't put Will Howard in the game. They put Mason Rudolph in the game. If he is who they say he is in practice, why didn't Will Howard get any snaps? That new head coach that's coming in there, he's going to want to win. I'm telling you, Will Howard won't be it. If you think that, hey, I'll be the most surprised guy on earth. I still trust quarterback Stroud because, look, I bagged on him. I'm just going to say this for you. Easy, I'm just going to say this for you, and then I'm going to end my show. I'm going to say this for you. I bagged on him. But I gave him a bit of an excuse because, as I'm gonna say this again, he's not special enough of a quarterback to win it alone. He got to cut back on the mistakes. He got to be concise. He got to get the ball out of his hand because his offensive line is bad. His receivers has failed him the last 2 years. I'm telling you, best ability is availability. Nico Collins been in and out of the lineup with injuries, not terrible injuries. He's been able to come back. He was not there this weekend. He was concussed. Tank Dell put out ABB on him. I don't know what happened. He had off the field stuff going on, and he's out. He's always injured. He's always something with him. They need to replace him. You had Cardi B, baby daddy, last year. He tore his knee off the bone. So I give him that. He has not had some of the consistent weapons that he had his rookie year. But that does not take him off of the hook for these turnovers. It doesn't. So with that, this is good. Now he is going into his 4th season next year. He's gonna have to prove a lot. Because this is a terrible, terrible look. But I'm not gonna take these 2 playoff games and blanket his young career. So going into his 4th season, This is the make or break time because this is when your quarterbacks get paid. So do he want to get paid 30, 35, 40 a year? Or does he want to get paid 50, 55, 60 a year? Like the big boys get paid. It's all on him now. So give me a tackle. Give me some protect. So yes, give CJ some protection. Replace Tank Dell in that offense. And let's see where we can go. All right, man. Thank you guys so much, man. It's On the Swivel Podcast, episode 155. Excuse me. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys were so dope. Y'all guys was great. Catch us tomorrow. My broadcast bro, he should be back. We'll come on at a later time. And as always, keep your head on the swivel for the nonsense. And we out this thing. Thank you guys so much.